Okay.
You're good.
Hello, can everybody hear me?
We can hear you. So Trevon, let's start obviously with the injury last year in the Minnesota game and the setback there. I know you've had to deal with some injuries throughout your career at USC and here. Take me through the process from then till today and how you're feeling and what that was like for you.
Like you said, I had an injury at USC. It actually was like a prevention thing, not necessarily injury. I had hip impingements. I don't know if you know what that is. I was just born with extra bone on my hips, so they had to go in and shave that down. So that process took about 6 months. This process took about 10. So I was kind of just used to it. I just love this game, and I've given too much to it to let anything stop me. So as long as I can keep going, as long as I can keep fighting and pushing through, I'm just going to keep playing. But COVID kind of set me back a little bit. Got sent back home for like 4 months, and I was limited with rehab. So just coming back up here, I've just been grinding every day. I'm in the training room all day, 2-3 sessions, just trying to get back on the field.
So if you're saying 10 months, you would say you were back to 100% by August. Is that when you were fully rehabbed and cleared and everything else?
Yeah, fully cleared. I still wouldn't say 100%. Yeah, I still got stuff to do, but I still feel pretty good.
And you're feeling confident that October 24th, you're good to go and ready to go?
Definitely.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, Trevon, good to see you, man. I'm just wondering, what do you think you can add to this group? We only got to see a little bit of you last year, and you got hurt when it seemed like your best game. So what do you think you can bring to this group?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit of energy. I feel like I have really good energy. Like I said, I love this game. And rather it's me in there, my teammates in there, when I get my opportunity, I'll make the best of mine. But I just love cheering everybody on. I love seeing everybody eat. So I think just that positive energy. I'm kind of one of the guys, too. If something's going wrong, I'm like, hey, stay in it. Keep your head in it. It's fine. Keep going. Like I said, I battled through a lot of stuff. So I'm kind of that positive reinforcement.
Where do you find that positive energy? Because some people who might go through, the struggles or the setbacks you've had might get negative. So where do you find your positivity?
Kind of my family. My dad, growing up, my dad made me play sports. I mean, I loved it, but he made me play sports. And I kind of do everything for him. During quarantine, actually, he had a stroke, and he was in the hospital kind of the whole time. So my dad's just kind of my motivation to everything I do.
I'm sorry to hear that about your dad. How's he doing now, and what was that like for you to go through?
He's doing good. It was a little tough. Yeah, it was hard. I had to push through some things. I had to do rehab. I had to take care of some stuff at home. And I just had to push through it. And I did. And here now he's doing a lot better. He's doing good. So, like I said, that's just my motivation to keep going.
So what will it mean, Trevon, when you can get back on the field and do your thing after going through all that?
Man, it'll mean a lot. It's been a year since I've played football. So I love it. He loves it. He loves seeing me. I think he'll love it more than I will. But I really just can't wait to get out and play. Like I said, it's been a year. That Minnesota game, I was starting to get a rhythm, starting to get comfortable again. And this team is really good, and I think we could do something special.
Awesome. Thank you, Trevon. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Hi, Trevon. Yeah, sorry to hear about your dad, too, and I'm glad he's doing better. How much of you said you're doing everything for him. How much is that going to be fueling you and on your mind, and maybe even if you have a different perspective through things like that?
Yeah, a lot. Like I said, it's for him. When I'm down, when I don't feel like doing anything, I just think of him. He's been a fighter his whole life. We kind of keep our business kind of personal, so I won't say everything, but he's been fighting his whole life, and he just gives me that motivation. So like in the instances where I got hurt, my hamstring, my hips at SC, I've seen him fight through so much. So he's just that inspiration to me, and it just makes me want to fight more.
I also wanted to ask you. I believe like you've made some PSAs about voting, right? Involved in that. Why was that important for you to get involved in, and what does voting mean to you this year?
It means a lot. To be honest, I didn't really pay attention to any of that before. This upcoming election, I just kind of stuck out of it. But there's just stuff in what's happening in the world that needs to change, and it's been needing to change. But just the more recent instances have just kind of sparked me, and I've just started to pay attention a little more. And as a country, yes, we have a leader, but it's all of us together, and everybody has to pay attention to what people are doing. And it's just a sticky subject, but I'm just more personally into it because stuff is affecting me and my community. So that's the biggest thing.
When you encourage other athletes and other student athletes, other students to vote, how do you convey that to them?
Yeah, it's just our voice matters. A lot of people don't think them voting is going to do anything. A lot of people, like I said, aren't really into it. But I just tell them that all of it matters. Pay attention to it. Like, you're living in this world. Everything affects you. So I try to stick that to them. But honestly, our team, just us in general, everybody's registered to vote. I don't know if you saw that tweet. We all made it a big deal for everyone registered to vote. And I think everybody's going to vote. So that was kind of not forced upon us, but great leadership with Coach Smith.
And what's your voting plan, mail-in ballot, or have you done it? Or?
My dad's going to mail it to me, and I'm going to mail it back, and he's going to take it in. It's a little sticky situation with the mailing stuff.
All right. Well, good luck. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hey, Trevon, all the stuff you've been through injury-wise, and then COVID hits, so everything's kind of shut down. Describe your emotions, your feelings when everything got kind of stopped, when it looked like you weren't going to even have a season.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed. Before it happened, we were rolling here. Our strength program, our off season, we were doing really good. Everybody was gaining weight. Everybody was getting bigger, faster, stronger. I've never been 188 in my life. I was 188. I was getting closer to 190. And things were looking really good. And then COVID hit, didn't have access to a gym, didn't have access to the weights. So it just was tough. I had to do everything at home. Our strength staff did do a good job of giving us like at-home workouts. So we had to do stuff with that. And it kind of helped maintain like a little bit of weight, a little bit of strength, but it wasn't enough. So we all, me including, just had to do a lot extra. And since we've been back, we've just been pushing, been grinding. That COVID lockdown, it was tough for all of us. But since we've been back, we've been doing a really good job of getting back in shape.
So with all that in mind, how's it going to feel for you to step on the field at Camp Randall in a couple of weeks? Can you imagine what's going to be like to be there? I assume you've never been there before, correct?
Say that again?
You've never been to Camp Randall before, right?
No, I haven't.
What's it going to be like to be on that field? Can you imagine the kind of the emotions you'll go through when you get on the field?
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. The first game is actually my birthday too. So first game back on my birthday. Over there, we beat them last year. They're going to want revenge. That atmosphere is just going to be crazy. And I wouldn't want it any other way. I mean, yeah, I really wouldn't want it any other way.
Thanks, Trevon.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Trevon. You sound like a pretty positive guy, but like, how were you feeling when like this college football season was in doubt, like that you might have had to go like 2 seasons without playing a game?
Yeah, it kind of sucked. Like you said, positive. I try to think everything as positive. So in my situation, I was just thinking, okay, I mean, I don't know if you saw I would definitely wanted to play. I love football. I wanted to play, but just looking at it, I try to look at the positive, everything, saying maybe I'm not ready. Maybe my hamstring, my leg's not going to be ready yet. Maybe it's a good thing. It's positive. It's positive. But I prayed about it, and I just had a feeling that we were going to play. I had a feeling that it was going to all work out. And like I just kept that positive energy, and first game ends up on my birthday against Wisconsin. So
Awesome. Thank you.
yeah, no problem.
Hey, Trevon, thanks for doing this. You mentioned, finding that positive energy. I mean, was there any part of you, being at home with your dad during this? I mean, in a normal non-COVID year, that probably wouldn't have been the case, right? I mean, you would have been at school.
Yeah, I would have been at school. I got to look at everything. If COVID didn't happen, I wouldn't have been home. I wouldn't have been able to take care of him. So I look at everything as a blessing.
I'm assuming it might be kind of hard to find, a blessing in the middle of a pandemic, but that certainly was one for you.
Yeah.
And did you think about that frequently, or?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I think about it a lot, but right now, my dad knows, including like it's football season. It's time to go. It's time to get ready. I feel like I have a lot to show. I have a lot to prove, and I just can't wait to get out there.
Thanks, Trevon.
Yeah.
Hey, Trevon. I know you being a transfer, and there's a lot of a lot of new receivers coming into the program as well that are also transfers. What do you think is the main draw to bring all these transfer kids in, especially at the wide receiver position, to Illinois? What do you think is the draw there?
I think it's the coaching staff, one, and the team. The team, I don't know a better team. Everybody just loves each other. Everybody is for each other. On the field, it's different. Like in terms of competing, we all compete. But and just the atmosphere Coach Smith brings. Man, he's a NFL dude coming in. He knows a lot. He's helped shape this program to become what it's becoming. And I think us as transfers kind of see the positive movement it's going in. And for me, maybe like some of the other people that have been transferring, I feel like an underdog. I feel like Illinois is the underdog of the Big Ten. And I feel like we're having great pushes to overcome that. And from the people that I've seen come in so far, they look like they love that chip on their shoulder. They love that negative doubt, and they just want to go prove people wrong. So I feel like that's, at least with the receivers, that's kind of all of our mindset.
Thanks, Trevon. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Hey, Trevon, thanks for doing this. I'm really sorry to hear about your dad. Question I guess I have is coming back, obviously that was a big thing. Late June, early July, I think about it, was around that time. How difficult was it for you to leave your family and your dad after everything that had happened, just to come back and play football?
Yeah, it was super hard. It was a tough decision, but like I said, I had to get back. He wouldn't want me to stay. He wouldn't want me to do anything. He's all for it. He's told me to go. He wanted me to go earlier, but I told him I couldn't. I waited till the last moment I could come, and I got here. I'd call him every day, check up on him, see how he was doing, and but yeah, I think he wants me to play more than I do, so it was kind of easy in that standpoint. He was pushing me out the door, packing my stuff, telling me to go. So yeah, that just makes it a little easier.
Just a little follow-up question. I think it's kind of safe to say you've been through the ringer a little bit in your college football career with some of the injuries you had at USC and then coming here and suffering another injury. Finding this positivity, does that just keep you going on a daily basis and just remembering your goals? Is that what pushes you on a daily basis to achieve your goals?
Yeah, since I was a kid, I've kind of had everything set up. I was a little kid. I'm from California. Said I was going to go to USC and play football. Did that. Said I was going to get my degree in 3 years. Did that. My goal was just to get to the NFL. And stuff that happened in high school, stuff that happened in college, but I still did those things, and stuff's happening now. So I just got to keep fighting and try to get to my goal. Like I said, the goal isn't just for me; it's for my dad, and that's just that extra. That's just the extra motivation.
And last one I have, I've noticed that, I mean, obviously you can see the tattoos on your arm here. You've got different receiver gloves. You've got different things on your cleats. You seem to kind of have all these different symbols on your apparel or on your body. Is there one that you have for your dad and the relationship that you have with him that you're able to look at every time you step on the field?
Um, I'm actually working on that. I have my whole family right here on my forearm. So I look down at it. It's my mom, my dad, my two sisters. But yeah, I'm working on my leg now, and I don't know if you guys have. Yeah, I mean, everybody probably has seen the picture of Muhammad Ali where he knocks I forget Joe Frazier out and he's pounding on his chest. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna get that on my leg, and that's gonna be for my dad.
Thanks, Trayvon. I really
Well,
appreciate it.
yeah, no problem.
Hey Trayvon, I wanted to go back. You said at the beginning that your dad made you play sports, and I know that may have just been a slip of the words, but tell me what it was like growing up with your dad. He coached you, he pushed you, he encouraged you. What it sounds like you have a unique father-son relationship, maybe even early in your sports career. Can you maybe share
Yeah,
that?
yeah. When I was a kid, since I was 4 years old, I played t-ball, basketball, baseball, and ran track. I did everything. So from 4 years old all the way up through high school, my junior year, I played all three, and I ran track every once in a while when I could because baseball season. And with every sport, he was my trainer. He was my teacher. Growing up, literally every sport growing up, he'd film every game, every baseball game, every basketball game, every football game. We'd come home after the game, watch the film. He'd show me what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong. I'd hate it, but it kind of worked out for me. And the same for football. And in that point, like I said, I wanted to go to USC. We'd watch USC games, watch Reggie Bush. We'd see him do a move, see him do something. And right after that game, we'd go to the park and we work on that move until I got it done. So, yeah, my dad's he's been my coach. He's been my mentor. He's been my father. He's been everything. And he just means the world to me.
Sounds like a great dad. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Hey, Trayvon, I just want to follow up. What's your dad's name?
Carlos.
Carlos. Okay. Just want to make sure. Thanks, man.
Hey, Trayvon, is that why you were number 5, Reggie Bush?
Growing up, yeah. Now it's kind of what was left, but it worked out because that was my first number. And yeah, I used to love Reggie Bush. I played running back all the way up till high school. I transitioned. That's something people don't know too. I played running back all the way up till high school. Freshman year, I played receiver. And then my sophomore, junior year, I played corner. All my scholarships were really for defensive back. And then senior year, I wanted to switch to receiver, and ended up going to USC to play receiver.
Awesome. Thank you.
You ever miss running back or cornerback, or any part of you ever miss those two positions?
I miss corner a little bit. Fun fact, I was the number 1 corner in my class till junior year. But yeah, I miss corner a little bit, but I don't know. It's just something about receiver. I just love it. I love getting the ball. I love running. I love scoring. So
That seems like if I were the number 1 corner in my class, and I wasn't, by the way, if I were, it would have been hard for me to change to receiver. Like, was that a tough decision?
honestly, no. I only played corner because my school didn't have any defensive backs, so they made me play it. I played it till we've had defensive backs to play, and then switched back to receiver.
Thank you so much, Trayvon.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Trayvon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trayvon.
Thanks a lot.